Okay, hello again everyone. Lara from Complete Test Success here, and today we're doing a live essay correction. So what happened was on Sunday I posted an IELTS Writing Task 2 question. Some people responded with their full answers to that question, so they wrote a full essay. So what we'll do first, choose one of those people, and then I will show you their answer and I will mark their answer on task achievement, coherence and cohesion, vocab, and grammar. So giving those scores, explaining why they got those scores and how to improve their scores. So that is the premise. If you're joining me live or if you're watching the recording, please get involved and ask any questions you have, be it about the student's answer, about the feedback, about the scores I'm giving them, the reasons why I give the scores. So feel free to get involved if there's anything you don't understand. If you're with me live, can you just say hello or something just to see if the technology is working? I might be talking to myself at the moment. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, let me just check. Okay, it seems to be working. That's good. Devanshi, hello to you. Great. Thank you for that. Now we know we're all up and running. Good morning, Sadaf. Good to see you here again. Okay, so with that, let's have a look at, let's find the winner. So if you answered the question from Sunday, you should see your name on the list here. And I'll just click this and this will choose a winner at random for me. Fadoa. Great. Well done, Fadoa. So from there, I just need to find Fadoa's essay. Once I've done that, we'll be able to get started. Okay, I have it. We're good to go. Some other comments here. Hey, Stella, how are you doing today? Hey, Maravik. Hello, sir. Please tell me, how do I motivate for my own learning? That's one thing about the IELTS test, is that most students have a very good reason for achieving those scores. In general, it's you want to study abroad, you want to move abroad, you want a better job, you want a better life, you want a better life for your family. Those are very, very motivating factors. So there's a big prize at the end of it. It's not enjoyable. I mean, sitting down, doing the hard work, and then constantly doing it over and over and over again. But the thing is, how committed are you to improving your life? If it's something that sounds nice, but you don't want to do it, you know, it would be nice if you had it, but you don't want to do the hard work to get there, you know, that it's not going to be a reality. The thing as well is, what I find with a lot of students who join my course is they don't actually believe they can do it themselves. So a lot of people, it's not even like, so I've had students join my course and they say, like, they believe me, they believe that I can do it. They know that I've done it for other students, that I've helped other students achieve their scores, that I've countless numbers of students that I have helped, but they still feel like it's not that I as a teacher I'm not able to do it, it's that they as a student are not able to do it. And that's genuinely not the case with any student. The only students who cannot get their IELTS scores are the students who don't want to do the work. That's it. It's not about your ability. It's not about, how far you are from the score that you need to get. It's Are you willing to do the work? I've worked with students who've got the scores that they need after 1 week. I've worked with students who've got the scores that they need after 18 months. So like, if it takes 18 months, are you willing to study for 18 months? Or are you going to say, that's too much work, I don't care that much? So how badly do you want to study or move abroad, improve your life, improve your family's life? That's a lot of it, is that how much importance is there for you in the prize, the doors that are opened once you get your IELTS scores. And if you're not motivated, you won't get it. You know, if you are a student who needs to study for 18 months and you're not willing to do that, well, then you're not going to get your scores. But if you've made up your mind and you said, I don't care how much work this is going to be, I am going to do whatever it takes to get those scores, you will get those scores. Shah says, I'm petrified about my writing. What should I do? So again, and look, inevitably, you need help from someone, be it from myself or another IELTS expert. But the first part of improving your scores is learning what to do. And you can find most of that online. The second part is finding out what you're doing wrong, why you're not able to get your IELTS scores. And that's what you need an IELTS expert for. So really, first make sure you understand how to write a task 1 answer, how to write a task 2 answer. After that, get an expert to look at your writing and say, look, you've made this little mistake here, you've made that little mistake here. And you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm about to do an essay correction right now for FADOA. And you'll see the difference in FADOA probably thinks everything they've done is perfect. But when I'm able to point out those mistakes, FADOA will know, where to take it from there. Alamin, hello to you from Bangladesh. Pardeep, hello again. Hi, Janice. Thank you, sir. I can do it. There you go. That's the attitude. All right, so let me share this essay. One moment, actually. Okay, here we go. So it's 331 words. So that's the first thing. That's a bit long. And the second one is that it's all one block. There are no paragraphs. And that is a problem. You're not going to get a good coherence and cohesion score without paragraphs. So straight away, I haven't even read one word and I can see 2 issues. 330 words is a bit too long. No paragraphs is a problem. So straight away, there are 2 things that need to be addressed. Okay, so let me explain first what I am expecting to find in the essay, and then let's see if I do or don't find that. Okay, so the question is this. Around the world, traffic accidents cause many serious injuries every day. Due to this, some people believe stricter laws are necessary to improve road safety. Now, we looked at this question already on Tuesday, and students really struggled to come up with main ideas for this. Mainly, people were going off topic, or they were giving ideas that weren't relevant. They were talking about the outcomes. Anyway, the first thing we need is a paraphrase of this question. So, no doubtedly, okay, that's not a word. Undoubtedly, the number of vehicles has becoming increased. The number of vehicles are increasing. Okay. So I can see, like, just straight away, vocab and grammar are going to be problems for FADOA. Pretty significant mistakes with a word that doesn't exist and the completely wrong grammar tense. So this is going to be definitely going to be an issue throughout this essay. I'm expecting a lot of vocab and grammar mistakes. So undoubtedly, the number of vehicles are increasing on the roads, and this led, not past tense, is leading. So we're talking about the situation now. This is leading I'm just marking grammar mistakes here, to road accidents resulting in several dangerous injuries daily worldwide. Now, several means a few, so that wouldn't make sense. It would have to be many. But look at the logic here, where Fedora has changed the meaning of the question statement. He's giving a reason why there's an increase in accidents. He's saying the number of vehicles are increasing on the roads and this is leading to road accidents. But the question doesn't say that. It just says that there are many accidents every day. It doesn't say the cause of this. It doesn't say anything about an increase in vehicles. So straight away, the meaning of the question statement has changed, and that's not appropriate. Some people claim that harder road rules isn't a synonym. Stricter road rules, stricter driving rules, driving laws are essential to keep the road much safer, to keep the road safe. So you can say to keep the road safe or to make the road safer. Okay, so we have the essence there. At the moment, the density and the severity of the vocab mistakes are severe. With the incorrect vocabulary being used, I have to rely on the question to understand what this essay is talking about. Now, I should not need to use the context of the question to understand the essay. That should all be self-contained. So let's say if I had the essay but I didn't know what the question was, I would not be able to follow this essay. Now, because I know what the question is, I can follow the essay, but that does not mean that that's okay. Your essay should be standalone. It should make sense. So the severity and the frequency of vocab mistakes, straight away, this is going to be a band 5 at the best for vocabulary. It could be lower. And I'm not going to correct every grammar mistake and every vocab mistake because there are so many. I'm going to focus on explaining what the score is and why, and make sure that everybody watching can learn from the mistakes here. Okay, so that's the question paraphrased. So far, vocab and grammar issues predominate. And let me explain what I want next. So this first sentence is just the context, and then this is the opinion. Some people believe stricter laws are necessary to improve road safety. So you have two options. You can say, I agree that stricter laws are necessary to improve road safety, and then you give two reasons for that opinion. Or your second option is to say, I disagree that stricter laws are necessary to improve road safety, and then you have two main ideas to support that opinion. So those are the options, and I do want to see two main ideas in the introduction. Okay, so from my point of view, restricted road regulations are an effective way to reduce road accidents by forcing the drivers to follow them. In this essay, I will explain why I hold this viewpoint. So again, very unclear with vocabulary. Restricted road regulations are an effective way to reduce road accidents. This restricted road regulations, that is very unclear. I really would not be able to guess what that means if I didn't know what the question was about. Okay, having said that, you have given your opinion, so that's good. But what you haven't given is the two reasons why you have that opinion. So in this essay, I will explain why I hold this viewpoint. In the introduction, we want the two main ideas. So from my viewpoint, we do need stricter laws to reduce the number of road accidents because of A and B. So you'll have your ideas. Okay, so this is where we would need to break the paragraph. So that should be the introduction, vocab, especially vocab problems, grammar to a lesser degree, and then we need to start a new paragraph. Okay, so let me just jump back, see if anybody has any questions so far. I'm sorry, I don't understand that. I'm not even sure if that's for me. Hello to you. Hey, Blessing, good to see you here. Okay, so I'm expecting one paragraph. Sorry, just to clarify, the next part of the essay should be one paragraph, and it should have one main idea, and it should develop that one main idea. So I don't want many main ideas, and of course that main idea needs to be relevant to the question. So it has to be about what the question has asked us to discuss, and it needs to be specific. Najashi, hello. Hey, Jewel, good to see you here. I'm doing good. Thank you. Thank you for asking. All right, so let's look here again. This is the next paragraph. The first point to be considered is that implementation of harsher rules within the road acts as a deterrent to the offenders to avoid accidents. Okay, so it will be a deterrent, so it will stop people. This is too vague. And that's important. Your main idea is they have to have two factors. Your main idea needs to be relevant, it needs to be about the question, and it needs to be specific. So when Fadoa says that it acts as a deterrent, I still don't know why. Why does it act as a deterrent? So the objective is we want to stop people driving dangerously. And we're saying stricter rules will stop them driving more dangerously, but why? How does that happen? So this is still too vague an idea. Now, maybe moving forward, we will find out why it is a deterrent, but what you do want is to have your main idea in the first sentence, and it should be a specific and relevant idea, not just a relevant idea. This can be done either by throwing the driver who broke the law in jail or asking him or her to pay a fine. Now, I don't need to know what laws you are going to introduce. I need to know how stricter laws will prevent people from driving more carefully, or prevent people from driving dangerously. An example of this is the number of road accidents in the UK are fewer than in developing countries, and this is because there are numerous road legislations which were erected is the wrong word, were introduced by the UK government for road braking rules punishment. So, I mean, no, this isn't suitable. It acts as a deterrent. These are examples of laws. That's not relevant. And an example of this is the number of road. So it's not about the number of legislations. It's about how strict the punishment is. They need to be stricter laws. So no, this isn't a clear example of a country with stricter laws. And you would even need to say that because UK has stricter laws than many other countries, there are fewer accidents in the UK. So you're leaning towards an example that's appropriate, but you need to specifically phrase it in the way that you're covering what the question is about. So it would have to be an example of this is the number of road accidents in the UK are fewer than in many developing countries because they have stricter laws. That's all you need to say. And then, your idea still needs to be more specific than that. Okay. So let me just have a quick pop back in here, see if we have any questions. Hi, Mentor. Hi, Herbert. Tota, my exam is next Saturday. I hope you check my essay. Yeah, I can check your essay. I have a essay correction service. Let me just get a link. I can share it with you here. So you'll find that service there, Tota. If your exam is on Saturday, you'd really need to purchase that today. If you're going to wait to work, excuse me, if you were going to wait until tomorrow to purchase it, that won't be suitable, because then you'll be sending your essay and I need time to check it, give you feedback. You need time to work on your feedback. So I would say either buy it today and submit your essay today, or don't use the service. Nana, hello, sir. So in many points, if I say I agree that drivers must be fined and also asked to do communal works, can this be used as two main parts? No, because the point, and if you watch the lesson from Tuesday, you'll see the struggle that so many people struggled with it. But you're not trying to recommend what stricter laws to use. You're trying to explain why stricter laws will reduce the number of accidents. So essentially what that's going to be is, how does it affect drivers? Why will stricter laws prevent people from driving dangerously? How will stricter laws prevent people from having accidents? So not what laws should we introduce, but how do those stricter laws affect the drivers, affect the way people drive? So that's the point that needs to be made, and therefore your ideas wouldn't be suitable. Oh, sorry, I have some more comments here. Devanshi, I'm not able to increase my scores. I'm stuck at 5.5 bands. Please give me some suggestions. So again, it just depends on what mistakes you're making. If you've got problems with task achievement, that's what you need to deal with. If you've problems with grammar, that's what you need to deal with. If you're stuck at 5.5 and you need a 7, you probably need to address all of those things to a certain degree. But then again, and this is why it's so important to get feedback. And this is why on my writing course, 50% of the course is feedback, because you have to know what mistakes you're making to improve. Like there are, possibly 100 or more potential mistakes you can make. And if you don't know what they are, how can you fix them? Much like if you go to a doctor and he's trying to tell you what medicine to take, you can't just go, doctor, I need medicine. He has to check what's wrong with you first, and then based on what the problem is, provide the solution on that. So it is important to get your writing checked. And again, I have that correction service there, Devanshi. Can you add me, please, Nasbin? I'm afraid I don't understand what you're asking about there. If you give me more information, I'll be able to help you. Could you give me some suggestions how I can improve synonym and antonym of words? You just need to improve vocabulary. So I've seen this a lot where students think, I need to learn more synonyms, but you don't. You need to learn more vocabulary. The more vocabulary you have, the more synonyms and antonyms you will know. So it's not that you specifically need to work on synonyms, it's just that you need to improve vocabulary, and those things go together. Thank you. I wouldn't describe myself as that way. I would say I'm very experienced with IELTS. In general, no, I wouldn't say I'm smart. Although it's nice to hear that, I wouldn't necessarily say that. Okay, good, Nana. actually had submitted essay today for evaluation, but unfortunately is not selected. Ah, yes, this is basically a lucky draw. I choose one winner each week. In fact, this is going to be my last week doing this. I've been doing these for a long time, and I want to vary the lessons that I'm making. And I think as well, everybody can learn from the mistakes that Fedora is making, but I just want to branch into something a little bit different. So this is going to be my last one. But like I said, I have that essay correction service, and you can use that instead. Okay, so let's get back into this essay. A well-restricted road laws. So again, that doesn't mean anything. Well-restricted road laws, that has no meaning. And this is why, I mean, even when I was looking at the first paragraph, I was saying that this is a band 5 for vocabulary, because just the severity of these mistakes where I have no idea what's being said. There are parts here where it's much clearer. And if Fedora was able to write with the clarity around this part of the essay, a band 6 would be a reasonable score. But it's these bits that just don't have any meaning. And I think in a lot of cases, it's Fedora trying to impress me or impress the examiner by showing the range of vocabulary. But range is nothing without accuracy. You know, just if you're just writing down words you know, not communicating ideas, it's of no benefit whatsoever. So the accuracy is just, if not more important than the range. So a well-restricted road laws help to reduce traffic accidents, even though more and more drivers sometimes break the law. So essentially what you're trying to say here is stricter laws. So it seems like you're afraid to use the phrase from the question because you think that will show a limited range of vocabulary. But using the word from the question and actually communicating something is much better than using different words and communicating nothing. So don't take that risk. Focus more on clear communication. To reduce traffic accidents, even though more and more drivers sometimes break the law. So again, I don't see, if we're going to have stricter laws, that means that more people will be breaking the law. I don't see the connection. And more importantly, this is not related to why we should have stricter laws. So you already said your opinion is that we should have stricter laws, but this seems, where am I? Here. This doesn't seem related to why you think that. Additionally, a spelling mistake there, and then that needs to be. Okay, so additionally, comma, small letter M for many. Additionally, many drivers drive their cars without having a driving license. In this case, if there are police on the roads, to check them, then penalize them, may assist in developing road safety. This may improve road safety. Don't use words like may when you're writing your answer. The word may shows that you're not even sure if you believe your ideas or not. So when you're writing it, you say that this is why you believe it and you think it's true. And then the reader can decide whether they want to agree with you or not. So it's not that the reader has to agree with you. So you don't use may. It's that you have to show why you have that belief. So using the word may doesn't really strengthen your argument. Okay. So what we're saying here is that some people don't have licenses. If police check drivers for their licenses and give a penalty for anyone who doesn't have a license, this will improve road safety. But in many countries, there's corruption in the system, such as bribes, which can be given to the police to escape them. away from punishment, or another example is fake driver's license. This got nothing to do with why stricter laws would work. You're trying to convince me that stricter laws would work, and you're just explaining why stricter laws won't work. This would actually be a very good argument for why stricter laws won't work. Stricter laws will not work because people will just bribe the police and use fake driving licenses. I mean, that would be perfect if you hadn't said you agreed. If you had said you disagreed, you would have been able to use these. But then again, in your paragraphs, you have to state one main idea and then develop that main idea. So even the organization isn't appropriate here. To escape them away from punishment or another. Okay. A number of policemen in the road to check the drivers help to decrease number of accidents, victims in the road, but not all of them are honest. Okay, so again, like that doesn't do anything to help improve your task achievement score. You should be saying why you believe stricter laws will work, and that's not what we're getting here. Okay, in conclusion, road accidents occur every single day globally, leading to harmful injuries, so as it is a belief that some putting criminals in prison or charring them, I'm not sure what that means, in addition to police checks on the road, helps to minimize road accidents. My firm opinion that restricted road regulations is absolutely effective methods for road safety. So again, this phrase, instead of using stricter laws, restricted road regulations. Like, I know the word restrict looks like the word strict, like just added two letters to the start and two letters to the end, but restrict and strict are not the same thing. So overall, really, you haven't answered the question. At one point, it will act as a deterrent. So I think just for that alone, you've given your opinion and you said that it will act as a deterrent, but why does it act as a deterrent? We don't know. So you're going to get a band 5 for task achievement here for this answer. Coherence and cohesion, it's going to be a low score. Actually, I'm going to need to pull out the band descriptors here. So let me just share this with you all as well so that we're all looking at the same thing. Okay, so looking at the band descriptors here, coherence and cohesion presents information with some organization, but there may be a lack of overall progression, very much so. Makes inadequate, inaccurate, or overuse of cohesive devices. No, not so much an issue with cohesive devices. That wasn't a common issue. Maybe repetitive because of lack of referencing and substitution. Yeah, there was a bit of overuse of vocab instead of using pronouns. May not write in paragraphs, or paragraphing may be inadequate. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here. So that gives us a band 5 for coherence and cohesion as well. Looking at grammar, there weren't any grammar mistakes that stopped me from understanding. There were a lot of grammar mistakes, but none that were so significant that they stopped communication. So grammar was actually one of the better parts of the essay, and I would give a score of 6 for grammar. So what we're looking at is band 5 for task achievement, band 5 for coherence and cohesion, band 5 for vocab, band 6 for grammar. And that gives us an overall score of band 5 for that essay right there. So the main points here for FEDOA are going to have to be, you need to understand how to answer the question. So it looks like you haven't done any study on how to answer that question type. So the structure, what to include in each paragraph, and basically what to include in each sentence. But as well as that, you're going to have to decide on 2 ideas before you start writing. So you should plan your essay, decide what 2 ideas you're going to use, make sure those ideas are relevant and specific, and when you're developing your answer, only talk about those. So your ideas weren't appropriate. That was a big issue. Coherence and cohesion, the lack of paragraphing, as we said, and what was the other point? Information presented, but lack of progression. Yeah, so it didn't logically progress from each part to the next. Vocab, I would say, is the biggest problem. And part of the vocab issue is you're trying to impress the examiner. You need to stop that approach. You're trying to use words that you think sound good, but the reason they sound good is because you don't know how to use them. They're probably impressive words when someone else uses them because they're new to you. So you need to stop that. Focus on clear communication. And you will probably need to improve your overall level of vocab anyway. With grammar, at this point, I would say don't worry about grammar. You might need a band 7. I don't know what score you're aiming for, Fadoa. If you need a band 7, you will also need to, work on your grammar, but I wouldn't recommend that you focus on that yet. There are enough things for you to do already. Okay, so that is basically the correction for Fadoa. Apologies if you're upset with that feedback. If you've done the test before and you got a band 5, I mean, the good news is you understand why you got that score now. Okay, let's see. Do we have any other comments here? Stella, drivers will be afraid of the price that will come out as a result of their driving. For example, imprisonment when individual causes serious accidents. Can that work? The cost. If you meant to say cost, not price. Price is money. Cost would be that. Yeah. So that makes sense. They're afraid of the punishment. Yeah, that works. But again, you need 2, not 1. What about if I completely agree on stricter laws because it will help to checkmate overspeeding and drink driving? Would that be a good idea? No. So you're just describing what things the stricter laws will stop. So we don't need to know what types of punishment. We don't need to know what types of dangerous driving. We need to know how do stricter laws stop those things? How do stricter laws reduce the number of accidents? So it's basically, how does it affect people? How does it affect drivers? So it could be like people are afraid of the punishment. But we had this on Tuesday. We had this question on Tuesday, and again, everyone's trying to think of ideas for why they agree. And we only came up in a whole 1 hour lesson. We only came up with one relevant idea. However, one student turned to why they would disagree, and they came up with 2 ideas straight away. So don't stay hammering at why you agree, why you agree, why you agree. There is also the option why you disagree. So think of both sides. For some questions, sometimes it is easier to think of why you might, or not necessarily you, but why someone might disagree. And if you can think of 2 ideas why someone might disagree, use those as your opinion. Just say that you disagree, use those ideas. That's all you need. So your real opinion isn't, it doesn't matter. Just think of 2 ideas why anyone would agree or why anyone would disagree. As soon as you have 2, go with that. Belief, yes. I noticed that. Panchal, hello. Well done, sir. Thank you very well. Thank you, Herbert. Vishal, hi Ryan. I have submitted my essay too, however, not included in pool. Can you grade my essay too? Not included in the pool. You were first on the list. You were first on the list, Vishal. And no, I won't correct everyone's essays. I can't. I don't have that much time, to be very honest. But like we said already, I do have essay correction service. I also have a writing course. It's full at the moment, but if you want to sign up for the waiting list, you can do that with the same link. Just a grading will do. No. So I don't I don't do free essay corrections. So this is me just trying to help. This is me trying to help people, but also help. So I'm not just helping Fedoa, I'm helping many people because they understand how the essay is corrected. They understand how scores are given. They understand what mistakes to avoid. So no, I'm not going to select you and ignore other students. That wouldn't be fair, Vishal. So what you're trying to say is if one should have 2 or more points I'm expected to discuss within the points raised. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Blessing. Sorry, I don't understand that. Decline the mortality rate will make citizens more responsible. These are the outcomes. Those are not the reasons why the laws work. Those are the outcomes we want by introducing the laws. So no, those ideas aren't appropriate. Okay, so on Sunday, I had another post for a lucky draw for a practice IELTS speaking test. This is going to be the last week where you enter it in that way. From now on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick from my email subscribers instead of picking from YouTube and Facebook. So okay, so this link here, if you're not already an email subscriber, you can subscribe now. I have lessons on Zoom with my email subscribers every week. I'm going to have the lucky draw from now on in with my email subscribers. So I'll post about it again on Sunday, but that's the link you need to subscribe, and we'll be there from now on. Hi Vishal, thank you, no problem at all. Stella, hi sir, do you have only writing and speaking course, or are you doing course for all modules? In my writing and speaking course, I support students with their reading and listening, but if I'm supporting you with reading and listening, I need you to buy a Cambridge IELTS book with the practice tests. I cannot share those with you because I do not own them. So just to be upfront with it, I can and do support my students with reading and listening, but they need to get one of those books. Okay, so what I want to do next is select a winner for the speaking test lucky draw. I think it's this one. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so again, if you posted your name, you're welcome, Stella. If you put your name under the post on Sunday, you should be able to see your name here. Okay, let's find the winner and then we'll wrap it up for today. Nice name. Okay, Hamid. So I will be in touch with you. We will arrange a time. Anyone else, if you want to enter the lucky draw for next week, you just need to use this link to sign up. If you've already registered to my email list, you're already signed up. Don't worry about that. That's it. That's it for today. Lovely speaking to all of you. Thank you for all the questions and talk to you next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.